When we talk about the Internet of Things, there's a lot of hurdles to overcome. So let's talk about power consumption, cybersecurity, and the interoperability of it all.
Okay, sure. So, great topics, real challenges, real customer deployment challenges that we have today. Let me take power consumption. That's an interesting one. So, we're working with a number of silicon manufacturers, and they've got some incredibly innovative technology coming in this space. So if I, take a use case like a water meter, you don't want to be replacing the battery in the water meter in your home as you're managing, your energy management. So those things can now do energy harvesting, against the water flow that's going through the pipe. So absolutely fantastic. We were looking at technologies which were 10 to 15 years on a coin cell battery. Those silicon guys are now looking at energy harvesting. So we can have IoT devices that power themselves with very, very lightweight connectivity from IBM up into the cloud. That really changes the game from a power consumption perspective for the device, because a lot of these devices, you install them once, you want them to run for 30, 40 years or forever. You don't want to be out there in the field changing them. So some great technology. It's all about lightweight communications and things like energy harvesting.
Yeah, no, it's great. And security is a game changer. Without security, the IoT dies. It's as simple as that. It can't exist. We've hacked cars, we've hacked ocean liners, probably hacked planes that we don't know about or possibly know about it but don't know about it. Without this dies. So IBM has done a lot in security. So in the old world of security, it was a bunch of locks, doors, and walls. And every one of them got hacked in the internet, every one of them. So IBM has invested significantly in QRadar and different things to put a policeman at the door with analytics to say, not only do we have a door with a lock and a wall, but we're now monitoring what's going on around this door and doing correlations. If this, should this happen, should that happen? And we've had great results with that. So, we're really pushing the edge there for people coming into it. And even, I think, a better hope for security is on the silicon level, where we have security on the silicon that will literally look to see what that chip is doing, and if it's doing anything outside of a hardwired programmed issue, it'll reboot that silicon to the original core of what it's supposed to be doing. And that silicon encryption is all the way to the database. So the whole thing from silicon to database is encrypted. So we're looking at least a two-prong attack on security to protect this, because we recognize without this we won't win. It's the same thing as the financial industry. The IoT is actually almost identical to the global financial market. A transaction is a message. An IoT is a message. Right. So, we are at the hub of the global financial industry, and we're using the same techniques and, to protect that as we are our IoT.
Ted, that's a good point. As far as the security elements, I mean, it can't be re-emphasized enough. And IBM and many other companies are together with us in key industry consortia like the Industrial Internet Consortia, which is involved with the U.S. government with NIST, where we look at security, right, but also interoperability. So the interoperability element, whether I'm coming at it from a B2B side, a smart city, or I'm looking at a factory with my automation and the various providers of that equipment, it all needs to work together for me, the client, or for me, the homeowner. I can't be dependent on a certain brand that my smart home is built upon. Right. It's got to be interoperable so that the value is there, but every company is still got the ability to differentiate based on their unique elements, but that it all works together. That is the challenge that that's why IBM is actually involved in this Internet of Things, is to bring its learnings from enterprise and enterprise computing and applications within big industry and bring that security and that interoperability to the dialogue. So it becomes then not IoT, but it becomes the secure, interoperable Internet of Things. That's the focus that we have.
And it sounds like you're really taking a leadership position as a company in promoting this.
You mentioned time, and the time is now. I mean, we've had a lot of great innovation, but now it's the time where a lot of big players in various spheres come together such that the problems can be addressed and solved in a manner that enables new value in a marketplace. Other than that, we've got the fantasy of things connecting, but then never being able to bring that value that's promised to the end user.
You're not going to have one brand on your TV, your washing machine, your dishwasher, your HVAC. That's going to be, it has to be interoperable or it won't work.
Right. Well, look at this. If you look at power consumption, well, Neil's
Yeah.
from the UK, so he's got a little different power than we do here. But if I plug in 110 here in the US, right, is that interoperable? I think so. I think we're looking at the same thing with electricity, as far as the plug-in being the synonymous or analogy of plugging in for IoT.
Yeah, and I think open standards are going to be key in the space
Absolutely,
as well.
absolutely.
And to Scott's point around IAC and the consortium there, we are pushing the appropriate standards in the IoT space because those open standards are key for all of us in the industry. It doesn't matter if you're a device manufacturer or you work on the cloud and the analytics as we do. It's important that the whole infrastructure is interoperable in an open and standardized fashion.
No, great insight. So Ted, Scott, Neil, thank you very much for joining us here.
Thank you.
Thank you.